What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope everyone's doing well. We are live in the Technicolor, if you will. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Ladarius will be here as soon as he can. I want to thank another special guest, Mr. John Brooks, in the house. What's up, John? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, C Dub. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm hanging, man. If I'd be doing too much, it'd be too less. So you know how that goes. You know, we had a pretty interesting shows. I mean, from SmackDown to AAA to Raw, and then to Homecoming. I thought Homecoming actually was the better of the shows, but I think that's more nostalgia than anything else.
Yeah, I think so too. I think NXT Homecoming was more of a nostalgia show. I mean, we had a lot of people show up. Rhea Ripley, you know, Lyra Valkyria showed up.
I thought,
Charlotte.
yeah. By the way, I thought the Lyra replacement was actually one of the better things. I thought that was actually surprisingly went better than I thought. I really was looking forward to Tiffany. If you didn't know, she had an injury at SmackDown. I want to say it was that moonsault botch that happened,
Yeah,
and I hope she's okay because look, she has been dynamite with the belt. She really has. And no pun about the Dynamite show.
I think Tiffany's done a great job with her run so far.
Yeah, I I think creative has not done great for her, but I think she has done great for
Oh,
the situation she's in. Yeah.
the booking for her hasn't been the best. I can say that her
Yeah.
booking has like it should be. But she's making the most of it, and I applaud her for that. I applaud her for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. And like I said, when we get Darius in, we'll get his thoughts too. We're going to start with SmackDown, though. Number one thing. So apparently, Brock Lesnar will show up on camera, rip his pants, twerk, but not say a word, because that's what basically happened.
I,
Uh,
I'm gonna be honest with you, C Dub. I don't want Lesnar on my TV. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't. I don't care for Brock Lesnar. I mean, back when he first debuted, he was cool to me. I thought he was really awesome because that was Kurt Angle. That was awesome. But other than that, I just don't care for Brock Lesnar. Cowboy Brock is cool. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just annoyed by Brock at this point. He has go away hate. He has go away heat with me.
I,
I don't.
yeah, because for me, Brock Lesnar, he has been. It's like this. I've never said he's a wordsmith. He's not a guy that's going to, Othello. You're not going to get like a deep promo from him. Okay. But just give me something. Or if you're not going to give me something, have him attack Cena. It's just something, you
Yeah.
know. But
And having him twerk on live television, that's not good.
I want to say that's when Brock does Brock things. That's basically what I'm saying. When Brock wants to, it's almost like this. When Brock wants to do something, he'll do it, and no one's going to tell him otherwise. And that's kind of the problem. But look, I think him and Cena are going to have a good match. I think we don't need to bury the lead. I think WrestlePalooza. The old saying, you don't have to do so much to build a match. You can say it with this one because the history speaks for itself.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, I got to also give. Look, WWE. I get it. You like to show everyone coming out of their cars. You like showing them coming into the arena with coffee and everything.
Yeah.
Can we just shake it up a little bit? Oh, I don't know. Start with a wrestling match.
I like that, C Dub. I agree with you on that 100%.
I mean, just start with the wrestling match, and then if you want to do something to have a tie-in with the main event, you could do it.
I have an idea. How about we get the women's tag team titles on television? How about that?
Hey, well, we're gonna get that coming up. Sorry, we're gonna have that this Friday because now Charlotte and Bliss are gonna go against Chelsea and Alba.
You figure
Um,
Harvey?
yeah, for the tag team. Yeah, well, Alba and because I think Oh God, what's her name? Um,
Or-
Piper. Piper got hurt, so they're trying to work on her on that one. But like I
I'm
said, I
gonna
think yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you, C-Dub. I don't care about that. I don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
we know the Secret Harvest is not winning that match. We all know that.
You know, I'll say this: it's not that I don't care because I actually do, and I like it. For me, it's like this: I like seeing Chelsea on TV.
Oh yeah,
Anytime Chelsea's on TV, she hold on. Unlike some of the other women, she actually it's almost as if she does everything she can to make sure you remember her. That's
absolutely.
where I'll start.
I liked her as a women's United States champion. I thought she had a great run.
Oh God, yes. She's the only one that has a great run with it. Everyone else is just kind of wayside. I hate to say it. They look. I thought Vega was going to be a great U.S. champ. I thought it was perfect. But again, you had no other people but Chelsea. And then, now we got Julia in the same boat. Not as charismatic, but I think Julia should be in the picture for titles because she is that kind of performer.
Absolutely.
But you got her working with B-Fab and Meechin, and I'm going, oh Lord Jesus, help me. I mean,
I agree with you, Dub.
yeah.
I
So
mean, you're working with Meechin and BFAB is not helping her.
you heard the crowd. You know the old saying, and the crowd goes mild. They didn't go mild; they got silent.
I mean, here's what's killing Meechin. Give her name back and rename her Mia Yim. I mean, my God. I mean,
I know. I'm actually with y'all on that one. Um, and then of
me,
course,
it sounds lame. It's not funny. It's just, oh, Meechin. I mean, come on, dude. Really?
it makes you just look at it and go, "This is what we're going with. This is what we thought was the best idea."
Absolutely. It's like, why did you
Like I
bring,
said, I thought the whole
I mean, it's like, why did you
yeah,
bring Mia
I thought
Yim
the
to
yeah. Go ahead.
the plan?
Yeah, I want to say the U.S. title match. The takeaways from that one is one, Phoenix is really good, um, but this is something I've been saying about SmackDown. Everyone seems to be positionless, and there needs to be a hard focus on who we need to push, who needs to get moved around, and let's make this work. Um, I think one of the big mistakes they made was make Jacob Fatu so unbeatable. So when he gets beat, it just throws you off. And now that Jimmy's gone to be with Jay, now it's kind of like, well, what's Jacob doing?
Yeah.
And you
Dude,
have, and he can't be feuding. And I hate to say it, the man doesn't need to be feuding with the MFT all the damn time.
no.
We we
Absolutely.
need, yeah, we need to get past that point.
Well, I mean that is overstaying its welcome. That needs to go. I'm sorry, but I don't. I that is way over. That's way overstaying its welcome.
Yeah, at this point, what I've said about it, and I'm going to say it again, when you did what you did with them, and Roman had that match, and the Ulu follow fell, that should have been the end of that series, and it was. And then he did this MFT, and now you did it with Jacob, and it's like I want to go. I get what you're doing, but then you lost the belt to Sammy, and it was
Mhm.
quickly. It wasn't
Yep.
like he had a good 3-4 month run with the belt.
Mhm.
So those are things I still think about that I think we missed the boat on.
Well,
Sammy
I,
as a performer is good. I don't want to crap on Sammy. I think Sammy's a very good wrestler.
not a part. I mean, I think when they did that match against Cena, I think they were trying to get Sammy a little bit of heel heat. They were trying to see if it would work. And I think it kind of blew up in their face. I don't think they were expecting the people to chant for Sammy the way that they were.
Actually, I think Sammy was shook. I actually, when watching that, I thought Sammy was shook in that match. Where he was getting the heat.
Mhm.
I was very surprised by it, but yet, like I said, he's a true competitor. He's a true wrestler. and him and Cena put on a hell of a show. So I mean, I have no problem with that. We talked about the women's match. Look, I think Julia. I think the women's U.S. title is a good idea. I think
Mhm.
Julia winning it. I think a heel winning it is a good idea.
Absolutely.
But my God, you got to hit the landing. And Meechin, B-Fab, when I saw this match, all I could think of was the only thing that resonated was what the hell's that on her ear? And I didn't care about the match. And it was like, okay, thank God the match is over.
Yeah.
So that's where I think, and I like Kiana James with Julia. I think that works.
I like that as well.
Yeah. I think you need to have managers involved or people that are valets, whatever. You know, it's just lost art.
Yeah.
It especially helps when someone doesn't really speak the language well. So, you know, and don't be in a Andrade, but Julia, talk to Steph and find out who you use to talk to learn English like Stephanie did.
Yeah.
That's just a heads up there. What's up, Ladarius?
What up, Lady Daddy?
You know, I would like to have time to have makeup for once on this show. Just throw me on camera like it's.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir, but JC James said that you were ready to go and you were ready to roll, so I was not going to argue with your lady.
Well, listen, she meant ready to go in another concept.
Okay. Well, hold on. Then we need to let him go then. I don't want that on the show. We can't do that.
I mean,
I didn't say. Whoa! Wait, who said you guys were invited? Whoa! Just inviting yourself? That's.
yeah, Ladarius, you know we're a PG show here.
Yeah. Wait, we are a PG show. Who said that?
Wait, do people watch? Are there enough people concerned about the things that I do to even care about the show being rated?
Oh my God! All right, so we're just talking about SmackDown, just the first parts of it, where Brock twerked on camera, and we had the Sami Zayn U.S. title match. We've had Julia versus a jobber. Sorry, B-Fab, but that's what that match felt like. And like I said, the most underwhelming run-in I've ever seen. Woman runs in with a kendo stick, hits Kiana James, and you would thought the crowd was too busy on their phones playing dice streams going, oh, man, I think I got a good one here. I'm on a roll. Oh, what? Yeah, I spent over $70,000 on this ticket.
I mean, B-Fab is nothing more than a glorified jobber. They have nothing for her to do. I mean, here's what they could do if they want to do something creative. Put B-Fab with the Street Profits and make them all a heel faction. Do that.
I don't even know anymore. For me, it's like this. I don't mind her being in the U.S. title picture. It's just I felt bad for the reaction because I'm looking at Julia and I'm going, she fits the U.S. title picture to at least elevate it. Because I know me and Ladarius talk about it a lot. To at least elevate it. But you got to get some people. You're definitely going to have to call up somebody. For the NXT women's division to be that talented and that amazing, and we're just still looking at these other women going, why are they here?
Yeah, I have an idea. Why don't we bring up Jordan Grace to feud with Julia? Why don't we do that? I mean,
again, we're making good points, but that's why we'll move with that good point that you just made because, like I said, we're making good points. One thing I saw was the Wyatt's promo.
Oh God,
Look. I like when we get Bo Dallas without the mask talking.
I do too.
And now that we got the big man, Eric Rowan talking. So I was actually okay with this. And not only that, I dare say they're telling a story about the Street Profits. Because when you watch the match, you're going, wait a minute, when did y'all start getting aggravated with each other? And I like the fact that it's the Wyatts kind of causing the problems, not no one else. So, what did y'all think about that? That's what I thought, but what did you guys think?
I think the Wyatt's feuding with the Street Profits is going to do them well because the Street Profits can work. They're a great tag team. I think that's going to benefit. I think that's going to benefit the Wyatt Six and the Wyatt. I think the Wyatts are going to benefit from that as well because they can work as well. They're a great tag team, and I think it's going to benefit both of the tag teams going forward because both teams can go in the ring. So I think it's going to. I think it's going to do wonders for both of the tag teams.
What you say, Ladarius?
I say we'll be right back after these commercials. No, our Disney Channel original. Everybody's okay. No, how can I describe? I want to circle back to John's point about BFAB before I talk about the tag team.
Yeah, no problem.
I think the issue is with BFAB. I don't think they know what to do. She's kind of in Michin territory, I feel, where like they're good, but how do you use them? And you need a mid card. You need competitors for the mid card. So I feel you keep them in there because I told C-Dub in the grand scheme of things, I kind of feel that Julia should be the next person whenever Tiffany's cleared and healthy and all. She should be the next person to challenge Tiffany Stratton, Julia. So you could give the belt to Jade and give Jade already set of competitors like a BFAB, like a Michin. To your point, I say call up Jordan. I also make the point to call up Lash Legend. I've been saying that because respectfully, feuding with Jada Parker, and I think Jada Parker is on the precipice of being called up, but that respectfully, that feud does nothing for Lash nor for Jada. Respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel that she's in. I think the Street Profits are on the way to kind of divide. They're basically trying to pull what Hall & Oates maybe should have did. But anyway, the point is, because clearly, like, respectfully, we like Oates.
It's just that Hall fella.
But listen, I can't go for that. No candy. Now, the point is, John's like, what the hell is he talking about? That's a great point, John. And but now I want to talk about the tag division because I think with the Wyatts, it's interesting because listen, I love Eric Rowan talk. I love the dynamic because one of the things that we were concerned about, well, me personally, I don't know if I'm speaking for anybody else, is that what are they going to do with the Wyatts? What are they going to do? And giving them the tag belts, putting them in the tag team division, it's already pretty good. I think it was the right call. Now, I love that every time you notice like they do on SmackDown, you notice in the background, we don't know if it's Joe Gacy. Someone's always lurking behind.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know who we don't know who it is because of the distance. We can assume was not Rowan because Rowan's asked about my height, so we know it's not him. It could be, is it Loomis? Is it Gacy? Is it, I just think the question moving forward is where do they go in terms of not just from the Y6 perspective, where do they go? And, and this is where I think call-ups are very important. I feel that at some point you could, like I say, you're telling me that with AAA and with TNA, there's way too much competition to have to say there's no competition.
Yeah.
So I would kind of like to see the Hardys kind of back on there. I would kind of like to see, nostalgia one last run, one last go in WWE. Go ahead, John.
How about we? Ladarius, I want to piggyback off what you just said. Why don't we get the Hardys back in on Monday or on SmackDown and have them do a final deletion with the Wyatt Six? I mean, why can't we do that?
That's not a terrible idea, John. I think the biggest argument, like the biggest, I guess, agitation I have is that when WWE's aligned with two other wrestling promotions and you can't have competition, that's super concerning. Just like, we'll probably talk about it later. It's like, I understand whether it's kayfabe or not. If I'm a TNA wrestler today, I'm pissed at Oba facing Trick. I'd be pissed because essentially there are two NXT guys, and the winner is not only going to be the champion of NXT, the TNA World Champion, but also of NXT. It's like it feels like both. It feels like TNA and AAA are getting the short end of the stick. They're getting the Montreal screw job here because we saw what. With Dominic Mysterio winning the trip, and then it's like you have to make this balanced and even for all parties involved. I'm not saying but it circles back to the tag team division. You can get tag, you like there's no excuse, especially when you look at TNA. They have tag teams there.
Yep.
And the one they have the Rascals. You could do. They got with Mustafa Ali. They have that you could. There's a lot you can do, and it just feels like from the tag team perspective, like have a unified division, and then have them go on TNA and AAA. Because my goodness, if Trick Williams can do it, could go to TNA, and we can have the Dominic Mysterios, and they could go to AAA, and we have. Lost guard, for God's sakes, they're on AAA. Like, wait, when's the last time they were on any WWE programming? Like, look it up. It's like, I'll give you a clue. It's been a while, and I don't mean the song from Stained either. I mean, it's just been a while.
It's been a while
since I seen the tag team on that show. I could have sworn they were former champions. Yes, they were, but Hunter forgot. But anyway, thank you. But it's like, well, wow, man, don't they fight for WWE? Yeah. When the last time they fought on the brand? I don't write the rules. It's like we've seen the crossover can work, but I guess all the ranting is leading to this. The tag team issue can be solved. You can cross tag team. What's the use of having two promotions under your branch, under your tree, if you're not going to utilize the competition there? That's my point. And I think, like to John's point, I love the final deletion idea when it comes to the Hardys and there's so much you could do. And it's like, I don't want to hear what fans complain. I'm like, no, it's like you're complaining about the wrong thing. We should be complaining about why aren't they using more AAA? You can have these AAA, you can have them cross brand all you want to, but the reality is, there shouldn't be a shortage of anything. Okay, it's like you go to imagine going to Burger King, they tell you can't get a Whopper. What's literally the one thing they're supposed to have? The Whopper. If I wanted a chicken sandwich, I'd probably go to a chicken place. Or the point is that there's too much supply of talent in the company and within the promotions not to do something. And I guess that kind of overrides the point. Back to you in the studio.
I just have a problem that we're going to have a title match right before a pay-per-view. That's, and because that makes me feel like, well, okay, Ricky's not going to win, because what are you going to do? Oba wins, and is he going to drop the belt the next week? I mean, I think the double champion thing, God forgive me. I gotta say, I'm getting tired of seeing people with multiple belts. Give me somebody that actually can win a belt, defend a belt for a while before we crown another title on them. We'll talk about NXT. I thought for the most part, I thought they did a great job with the homecoming show. There's like one part, but that's basically what we'll talk about. Jade versus Tiffany Stratton, and I got to go here. That moonsault botch was hell. My girl Tiffany, I hope she's all right. They said she's not cleared. I don't know. Were they really going to do a triple threat match this weekend, or were they going to try to schedule that, or did that just get put off to the back burner?
I think now that Tiffany is out, they might just do Nia and Tiffany. I mean, because now that or not Nia, not Tiffany and Nia, but Jade and Nia. I mean, because you got to do something because your champion's out now.
Go ahead with this.
No, I think the best course of action is basically, I'm not saying have a number one. Like my whole concept is this: is that in order, I feel for the women's division, for the women's championship division to move, I think the mid card division kind of has to move as well, because at this point, like we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to have a come to Jesus moment here, and understand that as great as Julia is, who's left for Julia to face that we could say, oh wow. And to me, the only, like, if you want to do like Tiffany, if you want to do Jade versus Nia versus Julia, I'm not upset at that. Because go ahead, John.
Why can't WWE do Shayna Baszler and Julia? Why can't they do that? I mean, they showed Shayna at NXT Homecoming. Why not put Shayna Baszler back on the main roster and have her feud with Julia? I mean, I'm sure they could tear that down.
I mean, it just depends on them if they want to sign Shayna, because I think Shayna is still a free agent. Like, she did that thing because it was homecoming. So
yeah, I thought she worked. I thought she was like a producer or something like different.
I remember hearing that, but I never got any confirmation about that.
Yeah, me either. Because I always naturally assumed that she was just a producer, and I said that makes a whole lot of sense.
Heck yeah,
but
I love her.
And for Craig, Aloysius, I assume that's what the A stands for.
Yep.
Reed, listen, Craig, aka my wise man. Look, yeah, listen. You mentioned her, so you know what that means. You know what that means, Craig? She and I are living rent free in your head. We're going to move in some furniture. We're going to talk about like whether to have a side table or just have like a big table. We're living rent free in the wise man's head. Me and Becky Hogan, and that's okay.
The wise man finally reunited with Becky and Seth and all them, so I was happy to see him back.
Yeah, didn't I see him? Wasn't he on First Take this morning?
Yeah. Well, I don't watch First Take, but when I saw the little not First Take, but when I saw X and saw him on, I was like, oh, good.
Yeah. So to be clear, wise man, I don't think that was cleared with me, but that's okay. Now, as long as you bought me some, I know you were in New York, and listen, if you got me like a nice New York steak, and if you brought it with you, I forgive you. But if I find out you didn't, then I'm not going to legally say what I'm going to do or not do, because there's cameras, there's people. But let's just say the wise man, maybe I'll leave it at that. But, listen, I thank you for setting me up. As long as you don't set me up for anything else illegal. But thank you for setting me up. So
as long as somebody's not holding the bag. All right.
Unless it's Skittles or a delicious treat. Other than that.
So, honestly, after and look, I hate feeling. We talked about it. I said, watch. It's going to be one of those. I will go through a table again, and I get it. Okay.
Look, I'm not. Listen, I'm just saying, if you happen to see a table when I'm out there, don't assume. You can do a lot of things with tables. You can sit at them.
Yep.
You can put food on them.
Yep.
You know, you can lay out a nice decor of delicious buffet. You have to go through the table. Come on,
Yeah.
Wise man. Give me a good.
For some reason.
You know, if I'm gonna put anybody through a table, it would be his name would rhyme with Lonely Leangelo. That's who I would put through a table.
You know who wasn't at homecoming? Lonely.
Good. That was the best decision. And yeah, good. That was a great decision.
I was happy for that. I was watching. I was like, man, don't you dare bring him out. Let's see. We also had trying to getting all these notifications on my phone that just popped up. So Randy Orton and look, by the way, WWE, I love y'all. Stop making my job too easy. Because I said, do not, or what I said, watch. Tiffany and Jade are going to end in a either double count out, double disqualification, or Nia's interfering. But Nia's going to be at the end of this match. Nia was at the end of this match. So, a little frustration going on. You know, we just talked about the women's division. You know, got to reshuffle some things because, like I said, it's crime and shame when NXT is so full of women talent as well as TNA. Even AAA Mexico with their women division is pretty stacked. Come on. I mean, you should not have an issue with your mid-card or women's tag thing. And yet, I also love how they do their tag titles because I think that makes most sense right now. Also, let's talk about Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton. That match was hard hitting. Drew was going to set up. We're going to go straight to the finish because the match was kind of, amateur, basically the way it went. Randy almost hit the referee, and then Drew hit him with the Claymore. 1, 2, 3. Randy then is almost about to get taken out like Cody did. And Cody Raheem Rhodes, coming back from the mysterious injury, a.k.a. baby delivery. He shows up and for him and Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. I actually like that we're going to get Cody wrestling. I just wish we would have had it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, man.
He just had a good guitar riff and he went away. Is he all right?
I think he froze.
I think not like Anna or Elsa froze. I think he's just frozen. But I guess to pick up where he was talking about, with the return of Cody Rhodes, and then setting up Cody Rhodes versus Drew at WrestlePalooza. So I guess, John, your thoughts on Cody's return, your thoughts on the ending of the match, just anything, whether it's about the WrestlePalooza match or whether about the ending of Cody and Drew, of Drew and Randy. Just any thoughts on that?
My thoughts on Drew and Randy is I think it was like I thought it was a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. I mean, Randy can work and so can Drew. I mean, both can go in the ring, and I knew the finish was gonna be a dud. I already knew that because I either knew it was gonna be a DQ or one of those false finishes, or somebody gets DQ'd or something like that. And sure enough, Randy almost hits the ref, and Drew hits the Claymore, and then Cody comes out and makes a save. I like Cody, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see what Cody has to do with Drew and Randy Orton. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think Cody needs to just do something a lot. I think Cody needs to find somebody to feud with, because getting involved in this feud is not going to help Cody. Because if Cody is put in this feud, we know Drew or Randy is not winning. We already know that that's not happening. So I think it's going to end up being a triple threat. It's going to be Cody versus Randy versus Drew for the championship, and Cody's going to retain.
My thought on that, or my reply to that, is simple. Cody and Drew actually started this thing when he got his head claymored into the bottom of the barricade. That's why he was out for those times. That and baby on board. So so that's where I see where Randy came in, helping or kind of just to beat up Cody. I'm hoping we're getting some infusion, either it be from Cody or it be from Randy, but maybe a heel turn or just something where we just spice up the meatballs, for God's sakes. Because like I said, the only thing that's exciting on SmackDown is the tag team division.
Yeah.
And look, I love Cody. I think Cody's wanted, I wanted Cody to win the belt, and I have no problem. I'm glad he won the belt against Cena. It's just this almost like I want to look at the writing crew and go, y'all know we can still do this, right? Y'all can write still stuff. What are we waiting on? So, and yes, Ladarius said he loves the spicy meatballs. And we'll also talk about the 5-star promo by Dark State, because they even were able to stop Buddy from saying something.
Here's what we can do with Cody. If WWE wants to get creative with Cody, how about WWE do this? Triple H, I know. Just listen. Here's what you do with Cody. Turn Cody heel. Give him his black hair back. Give him his old theme, only smoke and mirrors, and put him in that mask. Make him that heel.
No. You lost me on the mask, bro. You can keep Cody as a heel, but don't bring the mask. Nah. That's because that's a Vince thing. I couldn't handle that with Vince. But I like the idea of black hair now. I don't have a problem with it. But I'm just saying, you could make Cody a heel.
Hair back and just give him his old theme, only smoke and mirrors.
Nah, you got to keep Dark State, man. That's a jamming.
Dark State is a knockoff Shield 2.0. That's who they are.
We will not talk bad about Dark State. Okay, you're a good man. I appreciate your comments. We don't speak bad about Dark State though, because that song touches my heart.
And how much he sucks.
That adrenaline is in my soul, and every time I hear the Royal Report, I drop everything I have. It's just the way it has to be. All right, so let's see.
Tony D'Angelo can't count.
Look, we're not talking about Tony. We don't speak of Tony D. Okay, we don't.
I'm sorry, John. What did you say?
Tony D'Angelo can't.
I was too busy cooking my spicy meatballs. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Oh my God! All right.
I said Tony D'Angelo doesn't know how to count anymore because of he doesn't know how to count the members of how much of a tag team partner that he needs.
Listen, I think the counting issue. Yeah, he couldn't count in general. I think that was well before everything that happened. I think counting's hard. Numbers and things like. Listen, listen. This is the same guy. He barely got to Ace Hardware and trying to get that crowbar. Timing is not his thing. Counting is not his thing. It's just not him.
He walked past people that could actually help him fight, and he was like, "I need that crowbar right there." All right. So WrestlePalooza, John Cena comes out and does a promo about Brock Lesnar not being scared of him. And look, John Cena could cut a promo about water right now, and he would get it over. So there's no problem with it. Still, WWE, come on. We could shake things up a little bit. I'm not saying you do it all the time, but you could just have where you start a match. You could just have where you're not scroll. Like, I want to see one where they come out of the bathroom. Because everyone's coming out of an elevator, they're coming out of a car, or no one's ever coming out of catering or a bathroom. What's up with that? these are questions now that are in my head now. One guy going, "Oh, don't go in there," and then another guy falling on the ground trying to breathe. That would be more realistic. I blew it up. So anyway, oh yeah. First match that we actually get is Lyra versus Roxanne Perez. No, John, Roxanne is not getting buried.
Dud. That sucked. Sorry, it sucked. It did.
As soon as the match was over, I see John just writing in the comments, buried. They're burying Roxanne. They're burying Roxanne. I'm like, God, Lee, this woman's going to be fine. As much as they talk about her and use her.
Okay, but you're having her. But here's my thing with that. If they were doing something more prominent with her, I wouldn't be as hard on WWE as I am. The reason I'm hard on WWE and Triple H is because I see what nobody else sees. I see the talent Roxanne has. I see how much she worked her tail off in NXT. That woman has done nothing but absolute great things coming up from NXT, and WWE just continues to loss after loss after loss. When is this woman going to get a break? I'm just inquiring minds want to know. I'm not saying putting her in a championship match right away. Do something prominent with her. Give her a IC championship match with Becky. Do something.
I'm not arguing put her in a title match. I think that would be good. With that, if you have a good character, the story doesn't matter. Drew McIntyre's lost for months, and it never hurts him. I agree with there too. Look. I'm going to say this, Roxanne. We're all waiting for one thing to happen because I believe we're all in call it the treadmill effect, okay? But when Liv Morgan got hurt, that is what has kind of stalled the Judgment Day. Okay?
Yeah.
It stalled everybody. Roxanne, Raquel, everyone. Now, I think we're going to get closer to an answer now or closer to some things to happen because of what we saw later tonight or later that night on Raw. But I think Roxanne is about to be moved even more. But she's prominent. And I don't look at her as being buried. She is constantly on TV. And now if she wasn't on TV or if she was getting reactions like BFAB and Meechin, then you have a reason we all would be arguing.
You think about the Judgment Day, go ahead and break them up because the Judgment Day is not doing anything as of right now. I think what's going to happen, we're going to get Finn and Dom feuding. I think that's what's going to happen because they teased it on Monday Night Raw. They did tease that. I think Finn is going to just start lashing out. I think he's going to say he's had enough, and I think Dom's going to be like, you know what? I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you thinking you're the boss of everything. And I think Dirty Dom and Finn Balor are going to clash at some point. That looks like that's where we're going.
Yeah, and I agree with Wiseman and Solidarius. What say you on the Roxanne?
Roxanne, how's she gonna let me go? Oh, I'm sorry. I was unaware I was doing that.
Roxanne.
Anyway, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
Juju on that beat. Okay, sorry. We're back. We're focused. My whole thing is this. And I guess we got a little story time. I know I'm not big on actually I like to tell a good story.
Yes, you can.
That's delicious. Can't see what I'm drinking off camera, so no lawsuits can happen.
Oh, that's the
now. So anyway, that son of a bit. No. Now, remember when Cody made his return back to the company? WrestleMania, he fights Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Now, so Seth and Cody gets into a feud, and Seth lost every single time. And people were saying, oh, Seth is buried. Seth is, and I kept trying to tell, and I'm just not saying because I'm a Seth Rollins stan. I kept trying to tell people, he's fine. He's on television. Because if they didn't care, he wouldn't be on television. TV time is precious. And especially now that SmackDown specifically is down to 2 hours, everything is 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So even if you get 5 minutes on television, it's a huge deal. And then at some point, Seth became the inaugural he became the inaugural champion. And I said, because you know why? Because the company trusts him. The company trusts him to face Cody Rhodes. Nobody in that company, they could have went with a different direction. They trusted Seth. And it ties into my point about Roxanne. Should Roxanne win? Should she be losing every time? No. But what she has is television time. She has what I like to call, she's got like its potential. She's the star on the rise. And I believe in the concept of long-term storytelling and booking. We're going to see Roxanne wait till next year. And we'll circle back to the conversation. Roxanne at this point next year could be the women's world champion. She's okay. It's, I get it. We panic. And it's just like this. It's like it's like if you're undefeated, if your football team's undefeated, but you're like, man, the score could have been better. We could have blown these guys out. Your team is still fine. It's just that it doesn't feel like it. But as long as you're winning games, you're fine. And as long as Roxanne's on TV and a prominent face on Raw, she's fine. Now, as for breaking up Judgment Day, I think that could be something that could happen down the road because the X Factor is Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
That's who the X Factor is in all of this. And when she comes back next year, we'll see the direction they want to go. And I think we're gonna get Roxanne and Liv, and we could start seeing that kind of division amongst the group. And we could see what this is the same group. They beat up the guy who founded the Judgment Day Edge. They beat the bejesus out of him. This is the same group that basically they kicked out, like Damian Priest left, Rhea Ripley left. And so it wouldn't shock me if they use a similar angle next year. The question becomes, to me, because to me, I can see Dom break off with either Liv or Roxanne. It's just a matter of how you play it. And I get where you're coming from, John, about it feels that Roxanne, just because she's not winning matches, but winning matches is just like a microcosm of the bigger picture. She's on television. People see her. That was like, to me, I could make a case that there's other superstars on that roster that I could say are getting buried. But to me, buried is a word that gets tossed around a lot in the wrestling lexicon, where sometimes it gets misused or people just don't know what it means. But I don't want to take up too much time, and I'll say this, and I'll toss it back to you guys. Roxanne, when at NXT, you knew she was going to be. The way I feel about Roxanne, the same way I felt about Tiffany Stratton. It's the same way I feel about Jada Parker. It's the same way I felt about Jesus Christ, Craig. Dumbins.
That actually would be like the most epic moment in the world.
Yeah. And then the wise man, he's over the wedding. Yeah, I can see that. There. But
I'm not gonna doubt Dom, man. Dom can conquer the way he's going.
But that's just my 2 cents, and it's just I just feel that with Roxanne, they have plans. They called her up for a reason, and I just think that she's gonna be probably in a contender for a breakout star of the year next year, because I think there's so much you could do with her. I could see her on the WrestleMania card. That's how I kind of see Roxanne. This year, Liv being out, you're just building up stuff. You're building up to when Liv returns, and we get that eventual Liv versus Roxanne match. So I toss it back to you guys in the studio.
You know, and then not just that, but now, so the match in itself was actually pretty good. Roxanne and Lyra, really good chemistry between the both. And Bailey shows up, and it's the hugger or stuff going on. And then she snaps into Hugger Bailey mode. By the way, I wouldn't mind a hug from Hugger Bailey, and I really like Bitch Bailey. And look, I don't care how many personalities you have, girl. You're on my list, so keep it up. Because damn, those pants were amazing.
Yeah,
C double approved, baby. All right.
And we'll be right back. And we'll be right back right after this while C-Dub douses himself with some cold water right after this.
Well, I didn't know there was an ice bucket challenge. No, that's just after every NXT show.
I will say I like seeing Bailey. You go into different personalities. I did like that. That was one of the most things I enjoyed from Monday Night Raw was seeing Bailey go into 3 different characters. That was really cool to see. I can't wait to see where we go with Bailey. I'm interested. I'm with C-Dub. My God, those pants were fantastic.
I'm not. Yeah. They were Blue Chew worthy. But yeah, they were just amazing. And of course, you had so Stephanie Vacour and EO finally signed a contract. So Adam Pearce, you finally got a job done, right? And then of course, Asuka. And by the way, whoever did Asuka's face paint, GOAT job. That was freaking amazing. The detail with the whole, I want to say dragon or whatever, but it was freaking amazing.
It looked like flowers, like how they do, like they paint flowers on, like it looked flower paint of a flower thing is what it looked like to me.
Look, I will always take the free sample, so Craig, don't say that I don't need to, And then I think I gave him too many. Look. When I go to Raw, I need it. That's all I got to say.
But I feel sorry for Kyrie because Kyrie's just stuck in the middle. I mean, I feel bad for her.
She's playing the best role. She is playing the best role. First of all, when Asuka said you'll be facing Kyrie, and Kyrie's like doing shadow boxing, I'm just going, okay, now you're just adorable. I just wanted to pat her head. I thought that shit was so funny. And then, she calls her name again, and it's like, I'm like, all right. So I am not mad at what they're doing to Kyrie. I think that is hilarious. They keep that up.
I just think that she's just stuck in the middle of this.
Oh yeah. Well, she's selling that. So I mean, look. What I like about what's going on with Asuka and Kyrie, it's real. It feels real. Like if you're jealous of somebody, you can see someone doing that.
Yeah.
And then we had the repeat or the rinse and repeat portion of our show. Jesus, I hate doing this. So we got Penta.
Penta versus Kofi. Snooze fest. Nobody cares.
The match was okay. First of all, Kofi's selling of the Destroyer. Great. By the way, is anyone else surprised that we're seeing the Destroyer being used as a finish now after years of people using it as a transition?
I will say this. I like that he's using the Destroyer because that's a callback to his Lucha Underground days. I do like it. I like it.
I love it. Look, so apparently rumors are that they are talking about putting Penta and Phoenix together. I don't care where Andrade is now. He's got fired, whatever. Just make this happen. Because these guys need to be a tag team. They've run. I don't mind. Or it's like this. They could look at each other and go, let's go single skin. They could do that. But let's go ahead and get them as a team now. Because I'm telling you, the fans are going to love them as a tag team.
I agree. I second that. What C-Dub just said. Get the Lucha Brothers back together. I mean, just do it. Pull the trigger.
All right. So as we're talking about this, and guys, and then Ladarius, definitely chime in. I know you're on mute right now, so I'll give you a little time. But we'll talk. So throughout the show, which I like, if you give me something that starts in the beginning and lingers throughout the show, I'm not going to be aggravated. So Jimmy, LA Knight goes after, of all the people, he talks about Jay after what Jay did to him. Bring back Shattered Dreams as a finish. That was
No.
Yeah, that was actually. So you have that. He's pushing, and they have a thing where LA Knight wants the Bronze to be in a match with him. Again, I swear to God, this is where I want to look at everyone and go, you could shake this up. Like, we could put the women as the main event, and then you could put the Bronze. Or have the best thing in the show, which was the Rollins and Becky with Punk and AJ, because that was the best thing of the show, right, Ladarius? I
will say this about the birthday segment with Jimmy and Jay. I will say this. I like that Jay is a little more standoffish against Jimmy because Jimmy is taking the side of LA Knight. And I like that Jay's like, you're what the hell, bro? You're taking his side over mine. I mean, I'm your brother, and you're taking his side over my side. I mean,
I like the actual conflict of him saying, you're not the boss. You don't wear no damn Olafala.
I like that Jay said to. Jay said that to Jimmy. He's like, or Jimmy said that to Jay, and he's like, bro, change your tone. Because you're not wearing the Olafala anymore. You're not. You're sounding just like Roman.
My favorite part in this was actually the common sense part. Jimmy said no to LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Jay's telling him, you better say no. And it's like, yeah, I told him no, but you know what? F you now. I'm going to go do this. That is fun. That I'm okay with. Now, if he would have just said, yeah, no problem, then I would have been like, yo, bro, come on.
That really interests me.
I like that. Yes.
I like when Jimmy said yes to LA Knight. That was shocking. I was like, oh, hell.
No, I loved it. I thought it made sense. The way they did that was perfectly. Let's talk about Ladarius's favorite moment here, because anytime we get Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, it is brought to you by, hold on.
Blue Chew!
Excuse me.
Yes.
I heard my name was called. I'm sorry.
Yes.
When you need the stamina to go all show long, Blue Chew, now in cherry flavor.
Oh, delicious. Trust me, it is definitely delicious. It's like Tic Tacs. You can't get enough of them.
I don't think that's the way. I think you're supposed to take two, C-Dub.
I will say this in favor of my friend Ladarius. I will say this. I did enjoy Becky Lynch last night. I did enjoy her. I will give her flowers about last night on Monday Night Raw. I did enjoy her, and I enjoyed Seth Rollins. I enjoyed that whole segment. I thought the segment went really well. I thought it was entertaining as all hell. I thought it was funny. I thought Becky was funny on the mic. I mean, I really liked Becky on the mic last night. I thought she did really, really well. I mean, I thought that segment came off as really, really played off well, and I enjoyed it.
You know, John, you're getting some free samples of some Blue Chew, cherry and blue. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. I see John's jumping through the roof with the excitement of free samples. So
I am.
Yeah, now I don't know how to feel now. Like C-Dub gets excited. John's like, John may already have some, and I don't know. And if you are, thank you for being a consumer. Thank you for paying for that suit you saw in that picture. It's less money I have to spend on. Thank you.
So what was your thoughts about, because this is going to be one of the big matches of WrestlePalooza? AJ Lee, CM Punk, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins. We're going to let Ladarius go at this first. And by the way, this was the best thing in the show. I don't care what anyone says.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Oh, wait, that's a different thing. Sorry about that. I absolutely loved it because Seth and Becky understand the heel dynamic so well. And it's like some people, it's harder to be heel. For them, it's natural. And I think this, like, WWE wanted Becky to be heel years ago. And then with the whole Nia Jackson, the whole thing to her face. But the crowd ended up loving her. So you're like, man, we can't do that. And so it took time. And now she's absolutely amazing. Her and Seth make it look flawless. And what makes this feud so great is that the infusion of AJ Lee, I can argue, was a blessing in disguise, because let's face it, and people may not want to talk about it, and I respect both CM Punk and Seth. We needed AJ Lee because I think the folks were getting tired of Punk and Rollins. And I don't mean that in a negative concept. It's like, even when you play WWE 2K25, like, they will tell you that a rivalry will get stale. They'll tell you that. They'll tell you, like, man, the crowd. When 2K25 tells you that, imagine how the crowd feels. And having AJ Lee come back into the dynamic with Becky Lynch, and I've said this, that Becky Lynch will take the pin in this match, because that's how we get AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Because listen, here's what happened. We tried with Nikki Bella. We tried. Because I could argue that maybe they said maybe Nikki could beat Becky. But we all saw what we saw. We don't have to bring it up again. We saw what happened with Paris on the cock. We saw what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no. And you bring back AJ Lee, change the dynamic. Now you're getting a situation where it separates itself from Bayley and Lyra, because that's a whole dynamic working in itself. And then now you have AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Because to be honest, like the whole thing with Nikki Bella, that was probably the plan. Like I was like, oh yeah, I could see Nikki winning the belt and then transitioning it to Lyra. But after, like, respectfully, we saw what we saw with Nikki Bella. But as for Seth and Becky, it's like, this is what like, sometimes it's hard to see couples work together on television, especially in wrestling. But they make it, because I remember years ago they forced them to do it and it didn't feel natural. But now both of them, it's so easy and seamless. That's what makes it fun to watch. Is that it's so seamless and easy to them, and it comes across that way to the audience. Because if it's your job not to like them, mission accomplished. Is the job to make CM Punk and AJ Lee the ultimate faces? Mission accomplished. Every box is checked, and then WrestlePalooza is a microcosm of what's going to happen between now and probably maybe potentially into next year. Because I do believe we're going to get AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at some point. If not this year, most definitely next year. Because we could see AJ Lee, for all we know, in the Royal Rumble. And that could be a game changer. It opens up so many possibilities. So I've talked about Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins enough. I think it's my allotted time I've been given in the contract that I wrote myself.
All the time you want. I had no problem.
Because I look at John's face and he's very excited. So I'll end my time there.
Yeah, I will say I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I do agree with what you just said. I think we could see that match next year. I really do.
I I love
We-
I love these promos.
I was trying to sing C-Dub. It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's not the first time I've been interrupted with my musical prowess on this show. It's okay.
I apologize. But the Voxan one you were singing beautifully. I let you. I definitely was like involved in that. So I wanted you to keep.
Okay,
singing.
I'll put myself back on mute and let you and John talk about wrestling, and I'll.
No, we want you in this too now. But no, seriously. My
Juju
thing
on
about
the beat. Okay, that's it. That's
you called it right. By the way, you nailed it on the head with your point about this feud was getting dull. And after Clash in Paris, when Becky caused the interference, that is when I think this feud got better now, because we couldn't just see another CM Punk Seth going back and forth for a while. I don't know what's going to happen in this match. I think it'll be unpredictable. I'm intrigued to see how we go next week, or not next week because the show's this Saturday. I forgot. All right, got my days confused. It happens. I think it's because of NXT. They got their show on the 27th, and I'm thinking about that. So here we go. What I want to see from the teams and what I want to see from what we have is I want to see from the creative team, what are you going to do after this? Because you've got a lot of potential gold here. And I know some of it's going to revolve around how AJ is going to perform. I think Becky's going to make AJ look great. I don't think there's a problem. But I think there's some questions because, you don't want to have another Nikki Bella where someone's going for a drop kick and you whoop the Invisible Man's ass but forgot to show up for the actual match. It's just the way it is. And some things never change. So, like I said, I thought this was the best thing. Love the line of I'm a Puerto Rican girl, or I'm a Puerto Rican from Jersey that will shank a bitch. Love that line. Thank you so much for that. Yes. Oh, crap. All right. First of all, Americana Grande and Dragon Lee actually had a very good match. But then we saw all the Americana Grandes, or as I like to call them, the British Strong style. Because I'm looking and I'm going, we've never gotten a good look at these guys. I knew they weren't Brutus and the other one's name. That's Julius, because they're too big. And then I realized that's Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne under those masks. This is going to be very stupid, very dumb. I'm buckled in. I gotta see how this crap falls. I gotta see how this shit sandwich flows downhill, because I don't know about y'all. This could be really good or really bad. What do y'all think?
C-Dub, I want this to be good. I really do, but I have a gut feeling this is going to be really, really bad.
At least be entertaining like a car crash. Like you can't, turn away. At least if you're gonna be bad all the way. Don't try to be good at this. I mean, look. I will say this: this Americana Grande's got some presence. You saw AAA Mexico. That man knows how to work a crowd. He can sing to them, and all that stuff. One of the best parts of the show was another vignette, or not a vignette, but it was Lyra going to a locker room, and we got to see her talk to Bailey, or breaking in and entering. Lyra, we need to talk to you about that, because Bailey could have had some company, and she could have not been clothed. So just let you know, you need to listen to what Bailey was telling you, you idiot, because damn those pants. Anyway. Bailey, girl. You're thick in all the right places too, girl. Anyway, I've got to focus down that straight line, but I keep veering off to the corners. All right. So again, I love Bailey. If this is what we're going to see with Bailey with the split personalities, I'm down for it. As long as it's not cartoonish, as long as we don't go too far with it, but I say let's see where we go with it. Because I'm telling you, man, that was hilarious. And by the way, Lyra's face by the door was hilarious too. They need to make some memes with that one. Like she needs to be like at the doors for that face she was making. Like, I'm like, good Lord, girl, you getting an Emmy for that one. So, what did y'all think about that? And then we'll talk about Stephanie and Kyrie.
I really liked how Lyra came off as playing conflicted when she knocked on the door when she heard what was going on with Bailey. I thought that was really funny because Lyra's expressions when she knocked on the door, it killed me. I mean, she that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. She looked scared. She looked terrified when she knocked on that door like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? What am I doing? I mean, I really did like that. And when Lyra walked into the room, Lyra looked at Bailey and she goes, "Are you okay? Am I interrupting anything?" And Bailey's like, "No, you should have knocked that. I could have had company. I could have not been alone in here. But next time, knock, you idiot." The way Bailey called Lyra an idiot, that was hilarious.
I agree. What about you, Ladarius? What did you think besides me getting hosed down with a hose here? Ladarius?
I think he's mute.
Yeah, well, he's mute, so we'll get him back eventually. We'll talk about Stephanie Beckor and Kyrie, and then if he pops in, we'll get him back in here. All right, so for sure, I thought Kyrie and Stephanie had a very good match. I'm loving Asuka's heel work, even though she's not a heel yet. And I like Stephanie's attitude because we have not been able to get a Stephanie attitude. Stephanie has been okay. He's on the call, so what was it? He's been, she's been, kind of like the back scene for a bit. They had that battle royal, then all the stuff that happened. She kind of pushed her to the side. We're now seeing her, and by the way, she's been out because she's also been working on taking classes to learn how to speak English. So that's really big too. Yeah, she's doing everything she can. What's up, Christy? How you doing? We're talking Monday Night Raw, almost finishing up, and then we're going to be going into NXT, as well as we'll talk about the latest and greatest stuff that's going on. So I think Io and Stephanie are going to have a great match. That might be the best match of the night, especially if I could see some devil kisses. I would like for Booker T. I would like to ask for Booker T to be the special commentator.
Yes.
He knows how to call the Stephanie matches. I think people need to understand that the way he has a passion and a care and a respect that I think a lot of people don't have, and I think they need to let Booker T call these matches. By the way, it has been announced, or Braun says yes, they are a tag team, and they are going to go after the tag team gold eventually. And I'm going, well, I would hope so, because right now, y'all have been on the main event scene. Y'all have been teaming up more often than not. You should be in the title picture hunt. So
we go. I mean,
it's simple things. That's where it bothers me. I'm sorry. I get so aggravated. It's like you had this group built up, or you had this group at Saturday Night Main Event when you brought in Bronson Reed. Right then and there, you should have been like, whoever has a title, you're on notice.
absolutely.
It aggravates me. Oh my God, does it aggravate me? So, look, if you've seen an LA Knight, Uso, Braun, and Bronson match, you've seen them all.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're trying to get this jagged edge move over. I think it's good. I like how it's going. He hasn't used the tsunami much. I want him to use the tsunami whenever those big moments need to be done. But Braun Breaker and Bronson, they really should not be taking losses. I mean, unless, now if they lose to the Usos, I understand. I kind of would like to see LA Knight mess with this up. He goes after Jay and actually, takes him out. My thing is this. I had no problem with them going with the whole Jay and Jimmy thing, but you're still continuing a feud with LA Knight. So now it's like, well, you're doing this one thing, but what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So I'm like this. I can't wait for WrestlePalooza. I think the show's going to be fun. I think the matches will be good. Look, ESPN, they're gonna, and I think there'll be more than 5 matches. I think the Tiffany, Jade, and Nia match threw a monkey wrench into it, so they may have to throw something else in, but they could still do it.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, they need to figure something out because what I see is like there's ways of getting the divisions really good, but it's going to take people being creative. I love that Rusev showed up and told Dominic, he's going for that Intercontinental title.
Yes,
I wouldn't put Rusev against Dom, but then again, if you do it, just put the belt on Rusev. I'm not even going to argue now. I'm at the point I'm at whatever stage. So, because I look at it, I want to see the mid cards develop, and I think I'm not taking nothing away from Dominic and the AAA Mexican Championship. I think that was cool. Thought how he won it was even, it's just smart. But now I'm like, here we go. I mean, well, we couldn't beat him before. Well, you're definitely not going to want to beat him too much, but you got to figure something. So listen, that's how I see it when I'm looking at these things. I mean, like Ladarius said, you had all these brands, and now you're looking at them going, wait a minute. Well, he's got my title. He's got my title. Where's our title in WWE?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So that's been the problem. Now, another problem area that WrestleMania 43 got announced to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it did.
I am not about to pull politics out. That ain't my game. That ain't my field. I don't talk about that crap. All right? It's bummer-free zone. I like talking wrestling. So that's how I'm looking at this. I'm thinking about the ones that they do all these shows around WrestleMania time. Obviously, I don't think you're going to be able to do any shows at WrestleMania week because it's going to be there. I don't know how NXT is going to be impacted. I would definitely want to keep NXT away from it, to be honest. Don't compliment or complicate things too much. Yeah, and people are very upset about this. I wish you could actually split it down the middle. Have one night at Saudi Arabia, and then the other ones in America. That's how I would have done it. Because, you're already doing night 1, night 2. So if you're going to do that, you could probably get away and just see how the fans would participate with that.
Mm-hmm.
You probably can make some more money that way. But my thing is this. They've done it. There ain't nothing we could do about it. We're going to see how this ESPN deal is with WrestlePalooza. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I know some folks are worried, but I don't. Oh, sorry, I've been recovering. I did a workout and I'm a little tired. So, yeah.
I completely understand.
Yeah. So, those are my thoughts on WrestleMania 43. What did you think when you heard the announcement? I'm not worried about the Andrade thing. I think, look.
To be honest with you, C-Dub, I'm with you on the whole politics thing. I'm not going into that because I like talking wrestling just like you do. I'm not getting into that. Am I surprised they gave Saudi Mania? Not really. I mean, I think this is common. I mean, I think this was coming down the pipe sooner or later. I mean, if they like you said, I think if they do one night here in the States, I think they should have split it up one night over there and one night here back in the States. That's what they should have done. But like you said, C Dub, I agree with you. There's nothing we can do about it now. So it is kind of just what it is at this point.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Ladarius, you there? See if he's still on the phone. All right. So like I said, I saw all the backlash. I saw people so upset, and I get it. You could be upset, you could get mad, but what do you? I got to ask the question because and this is where I sound like my dad. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna go and tell them you can't do it? I mean, no, you ain't. You're gonna sit on your butt. You're gonna put it on to make sure you watch it. It's it's just the way it is. Someone's like, oh, but what about the women? They're uncomfortable. Look. The amount of pitch tents that's going to happen because the amount of women we're going to put in that WrestleMania too.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to hear. I know I'd be wearing my pitch tent big time. I'd be like, hello, hey, Saudi, thank you. Because
I mean, I've seen the backlash over it as well, and I'm like, what are you going to do? I mean, you can be angry and you can be upset. That's all well and fine, but what are you going to tell Triple H? You going to go to Triple H and be like, hey, Triple H, you can't do that? Of course not.
You can't. And I mean, I just feel like when you have people so upset, and I understand why they're upset, that's why I say to people, you're not wrong for being mad about it. But again, they've made the deal, and there is nothing you could do to fix it. And that's just the way we have to see it. Real quick, I thought the homecoming show was amazing. Love the touching tribute from Charlotte and Alexa talking about all the women in NXT, and mentioning Amber Moon. That touched my heart because I loved Amber. I thought, free Amber Moon, by the way.
I like that they paid tribute to Amber Moon and Sasha. I like that.
Yeah.
I really did like that. I like seeing, I enjoyed NXT Homecoming. I did enjoy it. I like seeing Lyra on NXT as well. I thought that was really, really cool. I like seeing Shayna. I don't know why Shayna's really there, but I guess just to have her on TV, I guess.
I mean, her lineage in NXT, or what she done in NXT, is amazing. She was Miss NXT, so I have no problem with her being there.
I'm just kind of confused as to, like, I thought she wasn't there anymore. That's what threw me, because I thought she wasn't with WWE anymore.
Yeah, well, I think because it was homecoming, they brought every and anyone back, and I like that. Because look, when you think about some of the best memories or best things that happen. And there are some wrestlers that you wish were there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one of the funniest things about NXT Homecoming last night was the Bobby Roode and
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry. That was hilarious.
So it dawned on me because I was listening to everything. Joe Henry's in NXT now, is what they're saying. He's not TNA. Yeah. So if that's the case, I'm not mad. I'm definitely not mad. And like I said, I thought anything with Brent Sinclair, Bobby Roode, and Joe Henry, I loved it. I thought that was great. Charlotte and Alexa won the match. Sister Abigail for the win. That was a good match, actually.
The one thing I wish they would have done for NXT Homecoming C-Dub, I wish they would have done like a tribute to Dusty. I wish they would have did that. That would have that would have been cool.
Normally I'm with you, but the way they honored the memory of NXT in the beginning, and he was such a big part of that, I had no problem. I thought they did it just fine. I actually wouldn't change much because I thought they did a good job honoring everybody. You got to hear Dusty talk, so that was even better for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, and you feel the way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
I liked NXT Homecoming though. I thought it was an enjoyable show. I really did enjoy it.
You had Trick, Carmelo, and I thought another excellent match. I thought we got to hear Tommaso Ciampa's "No One Left Us" or "No One Survives." I love that song.
Yes, sir.
I loved Johnny Gargano's original "Rebel Heart."
Yes.
Deaf Rebel, stay the fuck away from music. All right. That, and of course Carmelo looked amazing. I thought that match was great. Loved the Miz interference because it kept their story going. So that was great too. Tyler Breeze versus Tyler Breeze. I swear to God, you haven't aged.
No, he looks like he's capsule this whole time.
I'm like looking at him like he's still Tyler Breeze. He ain't changed. Yeah. And I thought him and Ego had a good match. I liked the exchange between Sammy and Javon.
Yeah.
And bring back Glasses Briggs. Glasses Briggs needs to have a role in NXT also because not Briggs because he's annoying, but Glasses Briggs can come back. Yeah, gotta give big ups because, like I said, that match with Ego and look, Ethan was going to win. It wasn't a doubt. It's just one of those. We had Priest talk to Travion, obviously, Mr. Hot Tub Celebration.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the best ones ever. Grayson Waller. All right, so I felt like the Waller Effect show was pushed, like hurried. This is one of my one problems I had with this. Because I felt like we didn't get enough Oba and Ricky. We just had that one back and forth. And then Trick comes out, and I'm going. And I'm like, I'm excited about Ricky and Oba. And now next week, I'm going to be watching Oba and Trick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to have to watch. And then now it's making me wonder, do I need to watch NXT No Mercy? Because the guy that just wins both belts, is he really going to lose that next show? So I don't know what they're planning. I hope it's something good that keeps people involved. I just wish we would have had more Ricky and more Oba. I kind of would have liked us to maybe wait after the match and have Trick challenge somebody, the champion.
Yeah.
That would have been the way I run it, but they did it their way. And of course, we talked about the Bobby Roode thing. Lexus King talked for a bit. I kind of zoned out until Finn Balor came. Look, babyface Finn may be a little annoying, maybe too smiley, but NXT babyface Finn, perfect.
Absolutely.
I mean, perfection. The music, everything. And I loved every bit of it. When he came out doing his, I was like, man, keep going, man. This is awesome. This is what I like. That was Finn.
Absolutely. I enjoy Finn. His entrance was dynamite. Not dynamite, but dynamite.
And then, by the way, that coup de grace was so damn stiff. It was beautiful. So damn stiff. It was beautiful. And Miles Bourne looked pretty good in there too. I wasn't a big fan of Miles Bourne, but I'm getting to get on the Bourne train. I think he's good.
Yeah, the kid has talent. I will say that. I think if he has a lot more matches, he'll grow on people.
Yeah. Montez Ford talks to Dark State, and then Dark State was about to White Boy's about to talk about butts again, but the team did a 5-star matchup, as in rushed him to the back because they knew when he's talking about butts, you can't stop it.
Yeah,
and I love the fact they made it very clear to not say Joe Henry's name because we already saw Joe Henry, the Kool-Aid Man. So let's remember this. 6-woman tag. There really ain't much to talk about because it's all about this. Rhea, Stephanie, Lyra, and we got to see double devil kisses, and we got to see Booker T in all his glory, doing and I'm like going, damn right.
That's it.
I ended up sleeping on the floor that night, but anyway, but still, look, Rhea, she's perfection, and Stephanie even is perfection also. So there is nothing I can say evil about that because I can't even find anything. I'm like the guy going, you see it? No, I don't see nothing. But no, seriously, I thought the match was good. I thought I like the fact they brought in Lola too.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I get it. When you have like a special event, people tend to get lost. I'm
Very
glad
quick.
that they kept that continuity with some of the people that are going to be wrestling on the big show on their PLE. And that's really what happened in wrestling. I mean, and like I said, a lot of fun with Priest and Lola and Rhea and everyone. So they had a great time. Look, anytime you go to Full Sail and you can bring back a lot of the old wrestlers and a lot of the wrestlers that made their names from there, I don't think you could go wrong with that.
Absolutely.
The threat with NXT, I thought, or with TNA, I actually would have liked if people were there. Like, if there were some TNA people that were there to make a move about it. But because of the way you had the show and everything was all about Homecoming, no problem.
Absolutely.
So I'm intrigued by it. What did you think about NXT Homecoming?
I thought NXT Homecoming was a great show. I like seeing the Devil Kisses by Mommy, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie Vaquer. I like that. I like that we got Lola in there as well. I like that they kept her in the show. I like that we got her on the show as well. I really thought NXT Homecoming overall was a good show. I did enjoy it. I mean, I like the backstage segment with Javon and Sammy. I think if they get in a match with each other, I think those two are going to have a terrific match. By the way, I really like the backstage segment with Bobby Roode and Joe Hendry. That was one of my favorites. I thought the show was really fun. I enjoyed it, and for the title match, like you said, C-Dub, I didn't care for the way they went about it. I would have waited, like you said. I would have waited, but they, like you said, they did it their way, like they always do. So, I mean,
yeah, it just, like I said, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's like I want to go, but you have Ricky and Oba. These are the two top guys right now. Let's keep that spotlight. But then, like I said, unless you got something else planned, where you got to make this into a triple threat or a winner take all style match. I don't know.
I mean, here's what why would you put the belt on? Why would you put the belt on Trick when he's already the TNA champion? Why would you do that? That makes no sense.
I mean, look, I don't mind Trick being a heel champion if that's what you're wanting to happen. But again, I think for me, if I'm going to make Oba lose the belt, I want to have it as a one-on-one match. And I want someone to pin Oba. I do not want it to be pass out. I do not want it to be submit. I want it to be 1, 2, 3, new champ.
Yeah.
The world is shocked if you wanted to play that role. But that's just me. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up because, like I said, I had some stuff I got to do. So Ladarius had to bounce out. He had a lot of work he also was dealing with. So go ahead, John. Just plug your stuff, and then I'll plug mine, and then we'll end the show.
All right. Well, folks, you can find me on YouTube at John Brooks on YouTube, and you guys can find me on Twitter as well. And you guys can find me on Instagram, John Brooks on Instagram. And I'll throw it to C-Dub, and he can close us out.
Yep. C28 is the channel. You on YouTube. This is where everything's at. Want to thank Christy. Want to thank Ladarius, Craig, John, me, and we all, basically got to put our stuff in here. Look, we're going to talk wrestling. Next week is WrestlePalooza. I think I I could say right now my thoughts. We'll do like a small preview this Friday. I want to say, but I'm thinking Cena. I think Punk and AJ will win. Cody should win, and I'm trying to think. And then Io. I look. If I look as much as I love Stephanie, and I love Stephanie, I'll make that very clear. I love Stephanie. I actually say you put the belt on Io. She's got more stories. She's more connected with everyone involved in everything. If Stephanie loses to her, you make it because Asuka is the reason why she lost. That's the only reason. Now, if Stephanie wins, you better make sure you have stuff for Stephanie.
Coming out of it.
Yeah, I don't want to see Stephanie just being lingering as the women's champion. That ain't going to fly. You got to have someone that actually is going to feud with
that mixed tag team match with AJ and Punk and Seth and Becky. I think Becky's eating the pin in that match, and I think we're getting AJ versus. I think we're getting AJ versus Becky for the women's IC championship.
Yeah, I see the same thing. I see AJ Lee getting the pinfall. If the way everything's going, I would. That's what I would do. And also, I would look at watch out for the Bronze. I think the Bronze beat the Usos due to LA Knight. That's just my thoughts. And I'm hoping for some other matches, but we'll see. WWE kind of likes to keep it 5, but
I think Brock squashes Cena. I think that's what happens. I think we're going to get Brock Lesnar taking Cena to Suplex City in a squash match.
I think Cena beats him because they're talking about the 100-match plateau or the whole 100-match goal. I would not be surprised because he doesn't have many dates. So, my thing is this. I think you basically look, this is going to be John Cena's showcase night. I mean, main event. I think you go 15, you could go 20, 25 minutes, and I would not be complaining between Cena and Brock. I think that match is going to go well, and I think people are going to enjoy it. So, but those are my thoughts on that. And like I said, enjoy the show. CW28, at CWAWTN on X. Follow me, like, subscribe, enjoy the content. We'll be out. We'll see you all Friday. I'll try to get a day and time, and we'll do our thing. CW out. See ya. Peace. Adios.